Alright, just want to do a short video real quick. Notice some things going through some film recently and from earlier in the season. We're not really doing as well as we should be on the inline for deep officials. So just want to use this video kind of as a refresher and show where we need to be and why we need to be there. Remember in the mechanics manual it says start outside the corner pylon and the official has the freedom to adjust inward as they need to. So pre-snap, we should be outside the pylons, even outside the corner, especially if the ball is on your side of the hash. And then when the offense comes out to the line, come in and adjust if you need to. Now, if you're wide, if you have a receiver wide, you may not need to come in at all. We want to stay outside the widest receiver and remain outside the widest receiver. Just a couple of things to see why we want to do that. As we back up here, our initial positioning, and you can see kind of the run here, we're not bad initial positioning. Seems like we're just outside that receiver. But as a rule of thumb, if we're this close to the pylon, let's go ahead and step outside and start outside this corner pylon. And then we can just adjust inline extended as we need to. Staying here, it just kind of puts us in a bad position, especially if he does a corner route or a fade. We can be out of position very quickly. So as you're going to see here, he's coming toward the pylon. So remember, we want to stay outside the widest receiver and keep everything boxed in. So receivers are drifting, as you can see on this side, receivers drifting, and we're already probably straight lined. But we want to be outside. And then as he goes even further, and we stay there, we now have the receiver outside of us. So it winds up being an incomplete pass. No, tragedy. Nothing happened here. But just think about it as if we started outside and we stayed outside. So let's say we started outside the corner here, and as the receiver comes toward that corner, we just step outside and step outside here. And then look where the ball lands. We're in a pretty good position there, but if we were out here, we'd be in an even better position. And we can see everything going on inside. Again, we can still probably see a lot of that we need to see right here. But if this play, see where the ball landed about right there. If the play had been made, we're in a much better position if we're right here looking in. We can rule on the inline, rule on the sideline. Yes, wing has the sideline. But if we're right here, we as a deep can see both lines better. Rather than if we were here, we're looking down the inline, can't see the sideline, and we've got to rely on that wing for help. But we're inline extended, we're looking right here, and we can see them both perfectly. Let's look at another one. One thing, we're moving right here at the snap. So that tells me we didn't start outside the pylon. We start outside the pylon, we make no adjustment. We start inside the pylon, now we're moving at the snap. And now we got a fade route. So he's coming right at you, and we're in no position to make a good call. So, we start in a bad position. We start with that receiver inside of us. And then as it comes down, we're already out of position. We're not even turned facing it squared in. So even if we can make a judge here, you're kind of look to the side, you're moving, you're not in a great position. Whereas you were inline extended, now we can rule better on this. So if you start inside, you should at least button hook in here. I know it's a baseball term, but button hook in here, get right here, and you're looking down. You at least have the inline, which is better than where you are now, where you really can't see much of anything. And here you're on the inline, you're looking down, you have a better view. And like this says, you could have started outside the pylon, and then you kind of see stuff better. So let's go back. If you're inline extended right here, and you just kind of back up. You got this inline, you can help on the sideline here, and you see all this. And then if he catches it and he goes to the ground, well, you're right here, and you can help as he goes to the ground. We're just way out of position here from the start. Which is our outside the corner pylon, back up as needed, and then we can rule inline to sideline. All right, here's another one where we kind of get out of position. Can't see in the initial positioning here. But here we're going to have a play right at the sideline. Deep guys here. Easily could have started out here. We're already beat because we have the receiver is outside of us. Never want a receiver outside of us. We want to keep everything boxed in. So we have to rule, which, you know, it's an easy rule, so nothing hurt here. But if he catches this in bounds, we're extended right here, we can see that better, we can see the inline better. And then when he comes down here, we're in a better position to rule a catch, no catch. So if he dives and he's on the ground, we're right there, we can see it. Do a good job covering what we can. But if it started outside, it would have helped us out. I don't know if this is going to give us a better look or not. So right here, you know, now we really have to rely on the wing, who he could be late turning, he could be, there's a myriad of reasons of why he could be late getting there. Whereas we're inline extended, right here we can look, because if he catches that, then we have, you know, we have a judgment to make, and we're really not in the best position to make that judgment. So inline extended, we're standing right here, and we can see all this better. And then, like I said, when he comes out to the side here, if this is a diving catch or whatever, we can turn, follow him, and better see whether or not he completes the action of the catch. So that's just a few things to think about as we get toward, you know, the real meat of the season, especially if you're on a district list or you're going to be working playoffs. The play gets better. You may see more of those inline and corner catches. Remember, six-man mechanics, we're really just trying to play the odds. So if we go back and look at some of these, one of the question comes up is, what if there's a play on the inline and I'm all the way over here and I can't, you know, how am I going to see down that? It's, you know, unless they run a 5-man set that just spreads both deep guys out, the furthest you ever have to see down the inline is to the goalpost. So you're talking 25 yards. It's no different than being on the goal line and having the rule on the goal line play here in the middle. So asking you to see down the inline 25 yards, I don't think is asking too much. But like I said, it's just like if you're on the goal line, you have to roll down the goal line. Again, like I said, we have to play the odds. Odds are we have more plays in the corner than we do in the middle of the end line or middle of the end zone. Six-man mechanics, we're playing the odds, and that's what we're trying to focus on, those corner catches. Let's look at some officials who have done it right. Here you see the ball on the far hash or near hash to the side judge. He's got receivers lined up out here, and he's going to take his position outside the corner pylon, which is exactly where he needs to be. This play, they're going to do a run on the other side, so let's go to the next play. Oops, sorry about that. Alright, so you see the side judge still lined up outside the pylon. Don't see the field judge at all, so you can assume that he's also outside the pylon. He's going to have a play run at his corner right there. He's in perfect position to see it. And this one isn't, you know, it's not that flag route that we've seen earlier. But he's still in a great position to make this call. He doesn't have to move. He can see everything he needs to see almost really without even moving. He's going to come in, make sure we have a catch before he comes up. Good job by this official. Again, as you see the play coming in, he's there. Doesn't have to move. In great position to make any kind of call he needs to. Comes in, makes sure there's a catch, and goes up. Good job. That's how we want that type of play to be officiated. So keep that in mind. Have a good luck the rest of the season. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask your trainer or email us at ghsafootballtraining@gmail.com.